46 days. I can't believe how fast time is going, but yeah, we're down to 46 days today. Hello, everybody, and welcome to SuttonsDaze. If you're new here, my name is Lisa, and we are all about pantry preparedness because your pantry is the best insurance that money can buy. A couple months ago, I did a video where I expressed something that kind of just popped into my head, and I went, wow, this really has potential for chaos. No matter which way it falls, no matter what the outcome is, the potential for chaos is extraordinary and unprecedented here in the United States. Before we even get to the 46 days, there is also on my radar, I'm hearing a lot about October 7th being the anniversary date of the Gaza conflict. And so that is also something to keep an eye on and keep your radar tuned to, because it can, you just never know. You just never know, okay? There's a lot of really amped up emotions and feelings about that and our part, and yeah, okay. So just pay attention to what you're doing, where you're going, what's happening. But my main focus has been and will continue to be on the election, the presidential election in the U.S. Like I said, I won't discuss who, I won't discuss why, I don't, you do you, boo, okay? But what my focus is on being as prepared as you possibly can be for potential issues at that time after the results come in. These issues could be, something as extreme as civil unrest, okay, which then causes disruption chain issues. It causes all kinds, medical, financial. It really does run the gamut. People set cars on fire over football games. So the rampant idiocy, literally, there's no telling which way it will go, okay? And as I said, it doesn't matter who wins. I just have this feeling this is going to happen. I've been paying real close attention to it, and this has been my focus, is to get everybody prepared, okay? Get as prepared as you can be in time to make sure that you have what you need for 30 days when this hits. Possibly longer, but at least 30 days. If you don't have to use it, bonus, you're 30 days ahead of everybody, okay? If you do have to use it, oh, I'm very, very sorry, but I'm glad that you have it. This week we took a trip down to Detroit. I haven't been down to the Metro Detroit area in probably close to 15 years. And it was great. It was a planned trip. I was so excited about it, okay? There's a bookstore there that I have wanted to go to forever. And I finally got the chance to go. Now, I need a driver when I go to Detroit because literally I'm the woman that was escorted by the police out of Cabrini Green Projects in Chicago when she made a wrong turn, okay? And they stopped me and went, you don't belong here, right? Yeah, I have no sense of direction. I get lost very easy, and cities just mess with my brain, especially anymore because I'm not used to them, So Phil, being the awesome driver that he is, drove me downstate. We went to this amazing 4-story used and rare bookstore, industrial windows, and I could have spent forever there, okay? But out of courtesy for Phil, I didn't. I also got out of there pretty cheap considering it was me. But from there, we kind of worked our way around. We ended up back in my hometown where I grew up, which was not far from there, theoretically. But it was a town that bordered directly on Detroit. So that's where I grew up, bordering Detroit. But it was a small town back then, so back then, it was a long time ago. But it changed. It has changed so much. And the congestion and the people, and we were talking about something, and he pointed out a water tower, and he goes, where do you think that's for? And I'm like, I don't know. It's for some area here or there. I said, the fact is, most people here could not tell you where their water comes from or where their wastewater goes to. They have no idea. They don't care. They just want it to come and go, So they don't have any idea. People are on top of people are on top of people. It's just, It's astounding. I'm not an anxious person. Gives me a little bit of anxiety, you know. I don't know how anybody does it. I can't do it anymore. So hats off to anybody that does. Part of me misses that. Part of me misses the culture and the art and the, the really cool stuff like 4-story used in rare bookstores, and the other part of me goes, I'm good. I'm good. I'll talk to the cows. Yeah. But that got me to thinking, okay, so if anything were to happen, I know where, I know how we'll handle it here, okay? I know what we'll do here to protect ourselves, to be safe, things to take into consideration, things that I have to prepare for living in a very rural area. But if I were down there, that puts a whole new spin on it. And the level of disruption that can occur puts a whole new spin on it, okay? So I thought today we would talk a little bit about that. And I'm sorry for the long intro. Let's get started. Let's talk about preparing our home for potential civil unrest, because this is most likely where a bunch of us are going to be, right? It involves being proactive. I mean, we have to be proactive. We have 46 days, okay? So you have to be proactive in securing your space, ensuring access to essentials, and having a contingency plan, because things never go the way that they're supposed to, ever. They never do. So we're going to talk a little bit about, a bit of a list on ways to help you. I got a cat running around me. Ways to help you get your home ready no matter where you live. Whether you're in the city, whether you're in the country, whether you're somewhere in the middle. Let's do this. First and foremost, because, physical security. Okay, I think a lot of the homes, the family homes that were in that area when I grew up there are now multi-family homes. They turn them into upstairs apartments, downstairs apartments. You see it a lot in Chicago, at least the neighborhood that I am from. You see it a lot in bigger cities, but wow, it hit that little town. It's kind of amazing. This really was just a sleepy little town for most of my childhood who wanted to be bigger. So having the extra people who are not immediate family, living in the same structure as you, hey, it's a smaller scenario than an apartment building. But obviously more to think about when it's not just you and your family. So first you want to reinforce the entry points. This is important. Reinforce the entry points. I'm pretty confident that I've said, I don't know why we lock our doors sometimes, because if you really wanted in, you could get in. Anybody who really wants to gain access can get in, So strengthen your doors and windows with security bars, deadbolts, or security film. Take a look at different ways to make access to them, difficult. If you can, install security cameras. To my people out there who have a Costco or a Sam's Club membership, or even Amazon Prime, you can find some pretty decent, simple security camera setups, okay? Opt for a visible outdoor camera to deter potential trouble. Literally, let them see that it's there, okay? Maybe not have access to it, but let them see that it's there. Ensure that they have backup power in case of outages, because, disruptions, okay? Exterior lighting. Light that sucker up any way you can. Now, I've mentioned I love solar lights. That only gets you so far, in the colder climates. We don't get as much sun. We definitely don't get as much sun. So, solar lights are only going to do so much. They're only going to be so bright. But anything that you can do, factoring in November through January to add extra lighting, your electric bill might go up a little bit. Budget for it, okay? But better safe than sorry. Set up motion sensor lights around your property. Well-lit areas can deter suspicious activity, right? This is the time when nosy neighbors are not a bad deal. Gates and fences. Gates and fences. We've talked for a long time about putting a gate at the end of our driveway. If I wasn't so lazy about walking out there to unlatch it for the delivery people, I'd do it. If possible, have fencing and secure gates to control access to your property. So in a suburban or urban area, this might be a little bit easier. I'm not going to put a fence around our acreage. That won't work, but I could put a gate at the end of my driveway, which would slow people down a little bit and give me a little bit more time. Trim your landscaping. I don't mean cut the grass, okay? What I mean is to keep your bushes and trees trimmed, especially near windows and doors, to eliminate hiding spots. Eliminating hiding spots is huge. Now, it depends on who you talk to and what area you're in. Some people say don't plant bushes right outside your windows. I say plant bushes right outside your windows. If you have to escape, there's a bush. You know it's there. Deal, okay? But having a bush in front of your window, especially a thorny one, will deter some buttheads from trying to get into your place. Okay, so that's, physical security. Okay, so number 2, supplies for sheltering in place. I like a lot of you, have told me, we're too old, too tired, and beyond the point of bugging out, unless we absolutely have to, like a chemical spill or a fire or something like that, So, yeah, for the most part, we're going to plan on sheltering in place. And so in order to pull that off, you have to make some plans, right? Food and water, ensure that you have at least 2 weeks supply. Honestly, guys, I'd go for 3 to 4, okay? Food, a gallon of water per person per day. Easy to prepare foods just in case there is a disruption. Fondue pots, they come back up in conversation with us all again. And for anybody that's new, a fondue pot is a great way, convenient way, safe way to heat up a small portion of food without needing a stove or anything like that. And you can do it with tea light candles. It's amazing. Get them at your thrift store. Super cheap. First aid kit. If you're sheltering in place, you want a first aid kit, okay? I'll put a link for the one that I have that I love. It's not horribly pricey. It's more than $12, but it has a lot of stuff. It's a trauma bag, and it has a lot of stuff that comes with it, and I keep adding stuff to it. So you want a good comprehensive kit with necessary medications, bandages, antiseptics, prescription meds, that kind of stuff. Know where it's at. Have it easy access. Hygiene supplies are important because even if the stuff's hitting the fan, you don't want to smell like it's sprayed all over you, okay? So stock up on personal hygiene items like soap, toilet paper, disinfectants. As somebody who sent me a very nice email, bidets are super easy to install, okay? Do they eliminate the need for toilet paper? No. But also, you're not completely out of luck if you do run out of toilet paper. You just have to find a way to dry off. But if the water system goes to hell in a handbasket, that's not going to serve you a whole bunch of good either. So choose and pick your battles, folks, okay? But I'll put the link down below. I'll put a link down below for the bidet that we have installed in both bathrooms. Super inexpensive, super easy to install. Cooking equipment. Fondue pot, okay? So have alternate cooking methods, such as a propane stove or a grill with extra fuel. Propane doesn't go bad, my friends. Store it in a safe spot, okay? Cooking outdoors gives me some pause because people can smell food. Yeah. But a fondue pot, heat up some soup. Even if you don't can it yourself, okay? Grab a can of Progresso, or is that what it's called? Progressive, or grab a can of, chunky soup or cream of mushroom. Do whatever you do. Super easy to heat up to a good, palatable temperature. In a fondue pot or a chafing dish, that kind of thing. Portable toilets and sanitation. Like I said, one of the things when we were driving around that just freaked me out was that these people truly do not have a clue. Most people have absolutely no clue. Most of you have no clue about where your water comes from, how it gets to you, and where your waste goes, and how it gets away from you, and what happens when those stop happening. Yeah? So it's something to look into. But in case plumbing fails, because it does, have a solution for waste disposable, such as a portable toilet or heavy-duty trash bags, okay? Every little bit helps. It really does. Number 3 is communication and information. Whew, yeah. So emergency radio. I've showed you the hand crank. I'll put a link down below. Hand crank or battery-powered NOAA radio. I love the hand crank option. I really do. To stay informed if the internet or cell networks go down. Okay? Now remember, I'm not talking about an EMP, people, so stop preaching to me about goofy stuff. Okay? I'm talking about disruptions. I'm talking about civil unrest. I'm talking about, anywhere from November through January. Okay? Backup power is always a great thing to have. Generators are loud. People will know you're running it. Something to think about. But invest in battery packs, solar chargers, or a generator to keep essential electronics charged. Yeah. Go sparingly. If it's loud, people are going to be aware that it's there. It's something to consider. Phone lists. Get out there and write down those phone numbers. None of us remember them anymore. I can remember the phone number I had growing up because, well, we had it for 33 years, okay? But I don't remember the area code, and I doubt the area code is applicable anymore. But nobody remembers phone numbers anymore. I know Phil's. Phil knows mine. I know 911. Write them down. Emergency contacts, including family, neighbors, local authorities, and trusted friends. Find some friends that you trust, okay? Number 4 is self-defense and deterrence. You're going to need it. You're going to need it. Actually, my walking group, we were talking about this yesterday when we were walking. I'm like, yeah, why anybody would put any kind of political sign in their front yard right now is beyond me, because if this goes kind of like I'm thinking it has the potential to go, that's like retribution, you know? You just don't, yeah, which is unfortunate. It really is. So if you've got a sign, you know, you do you. But me, I'm going to keep my quiet butt quiet. So personal safety gear. If you're comfortable, consider non-lethal options like pepper spray, personal alarms, or a taser. I would so rock a taser. Fire extinguishers, have a lot of them, multiple, okay? Fire extinguishers accessible throughout the home in case of arson or accidental fires. That's not something you want to mess with. That's a bug out kind of situation. You don't want to go there. Have a way to put the fires out. And a fire blanket. I'll put the link down below for that and the fire extinguishers. The fire blanket's pricey, not going to lie. Totally worth every penny, okay? Fire ladder. I'll put that down below too. Totally worth it. If you have a second floor. Absolutely, right? Panic room, safe area. Do you remember the video of me talking about waking Phil up in the middle of the night saying, can we put steel in between the walls so people can't shoot in through the walls? No, it doesn't work. Anyway, designate a secure area in your home where your family can retreat in case of immediate danger. I'm screwed. Anyway, there is none here. You may not have one. I mean, legitimately, there's not some place in my house like that. There's no place. Yeah. There's no place. So, you know, you may or may not have that. Take a look around, see what the possibilities and the options are, okay? But a panic room or a, quote, safe area. And that's something to take into consideration, which I do often and get a little freaky about it. You know, when you're in a tornado-prone area, severe storms, that kind of thing, you should have an interior room, a safe room where everybody can get to be safe, you know? So it's not just about bad guys coming through the door. Okay, the next one is evacuation preparation. I'm staying put. I know you're staying put, okay? But the best idea is to be prepared in case you have to. Not in case you want to, in case you have to, okay? So prepare bug out bags. Bug out bags they're just that. They're a bag that has everything that you need so that you can bug out, okay? Prepare one for each family member with essentials like clothing, food, water, and first aid. Now, no, you don't get to be a fashion icon in this, okay? This is comfortable, sturdy clothes, weather appropriate for where you're at. It's important. Evacuation plan, know where you're going to go, how you're going to get there. Know your escape routes and have a plan in place to leave your home quickly if necessary. Have multiple routes and destinations mapped out. You can do this by getting on Google Earth, okay? You can do this by getting on Google Maps. Figure out the different ways to get out of there. Don't go with the path of least resistance, because I guarantee you everybody else is already there. Make sure your vehicle's ready. Yeah, I hate vehicle readiness. Keep your car fueled, maintained, stocked with emergency supplies like food, water, and blankets, okay? What kind of food can you put? It depends on where you're at, you guys. Use your best judgment, okay? Financial preparedness, this is a hard one, and I understand that completely. Emergency cash, especially as we get closer to this, but you've got 46 days to start pulling a little bit out here and there and stashing it wherever you do, okay? Keep cash on hand in small denominations, as ATMs and credit systems will likely be offline. Do what you can do. Important documents, Have copies of critical documents like ID, insurance, property deeds, etc., stored in a fireproof safe or digitally backed up, or both, you know. Number 7 is community awareness and engagement. Please don't make me talk to my neighbors. No, you're going to have to talk to your neighbors, okay? If you're in an area where there's a neighborhood watch, get involved. Get involved. If possible, participate in or form a community group to watch for suspicious activity and share information. This is typically something that I would not hesitate to do, okay? What you are going to have to take into consideration are the radicals on any of the sides that you may not necessarily align with, or they may not align with you. And are you going to trust them to have your back? So know who you're going to do this neighborhood watch with. You know what I mean? Communication channels. Have a way to quickly contact neighbors or family in your area through encrypted apps or walkie-talkies if cell service is down. This is important. This is really important. So find a way to make it happen. 8. I swear it all boils down to this at the end, right? Mindset and awareness. Because if you are playing the victim right now as we're talking, you will be one when it occurs. I don't cater to victims. I cater to warriors. And in one way or another, we are all warriors, okay? Some of us have been through too much crap to play victim today. So stay informed. Pay attention to local news and follow credible sources for updates and civil unrest situations. So AP News, 100% non-bias. You can get them online. You can get them over the radio. They supply a lot of the news for some of the radio stations. AP News, okay? And as far as civil unrest situations, that's going to be your local news. Right, left, middle, whatever they are, they're the ones that are going to be showing you where it's happening and how. Pay attention. You're going to want to know this. Don't advertise your supplies for the love of all that is right. Keep your preparation and your preparedness low key to avoid making your home a target for looters. Don't do it. You guys see my stuff because I'm teaching you how to do it, and because I'm reasonably confident that if they come for it, I'm taking at least a couple of them down. Okay? So I do that. Don't advertise your stuff. Don't ask for trouble, because you never know who's watching. Situational awareness. This is a hard one for me, because most of the time my situational awareness is how can I stay as far away from people as possible. But when you're out at the store, when you're walking to and from the store, while you're walking around the store, walk around it like you own it. If you're using a cane, you wield that thing like it is a sword, okay? You make people know just from your body language that you are not kidding, and you ain't gonna play. So be aware of your surroundings at all times. Pay attention to your surroundings at all times. Avoid crowds or high-tension areas. Act swiftly if the situation escalates. Don't sit there and go, what should I do? No, go. Just go. Just drop what you're doing and go, okay? People make strange decisions during anxious times. Your one and only choice should be go. Just get gone. Anything that you were there to get is not important in the long run. Just get gone. Number 9, to tie right into mindset and awareness, okay, is mental and emotional preparedness. This seems to be cropping up a lot more lately. Yeah. Stress management. Have ways to manage stress during high tension situations, such as meditation or keeping a calm environment for your family. When I have to be calm for my people, I'm calm. Does she have a pulse calm? Okay. I'm calm when I'm out and there's a weird situation. Where I get anxious is if it's me and Phil in the car and we get south of, Saginaw. But I don't very often get anxious. And what you want to do is, if you do know that you get anxious around certain situations, to do everything that you can to not be around those situations, at least for the next 90 days, okay? So watch your stress management. I mean, I am flat out stressed right now. I have 6 weeks to get everything done. Everything. Plus plans for next spring, okay? Plus this, plus that. Oh yeah, by the way, now I've got worms. Okay, so I acquired a worm farm thing. So now I got to get that set up, and I want it. But it's like, okay, why do I keep stacking this stuff on top of each other? Because I want it. There's only so much tomorrow. So do everything I can today. But this morning I had a friend talking me down off the ledge because I'm like, I can't do anymore. No, I can't. I need to know when to say no. So learn stress management. It's important, okay? And when it comes to kids, if you have children in your life, prepare distractions and comfort items to help them stay calm during stressful situations, uncertain times, okay? So this list right here, it provides a solid foundation. It's not your be-all, end-all. It's a solid foundation for getting your home ready for some kind of civil unrest, okay? No matter your location, it has potential. It has potential to affect you no matter where you are. Whether they are setting cars on fire outside your door, or whether they do it on the expressway and now the delivery trucks can't get into the pharmacy or to the grocery store. Either one, seriously. So you need to pay attention because it can happen. You want to adjust based on your personal circumstances and the severity of potential unrest in your area. While I think that emotions are high in my little bitty town, okay, I don't think the potential is really high. But when I was downstate this week, I think the potential is astronomical and terrifying. So depending on where you're living and what you're up against and your situation and your knowledge base and your people, and, go through that whole list. No matter what, there's always some kind of potential. Like I said, there's fools out there setting fire to cars over football games, okay? This is just such an unprecedented, chaotic time. And my whole goal with this, you guys know I don't fearmonger. I educate. I want you to be safe. I have no interest in fear-mongering. Say it and I'll ban you from the channel because I'm just that snarky today, okay? Be safe. Be prepared. Do your due. Check out the links below for some of the stuff that I mentioned. Throw down any ideas that you might have on how to be better prepared as we move into these last 46 days and beyond. Take a deep breath because you've got this. If you want to see different ways to stock your pantry, check out this playlist right here. And until next time, everybody, be safe. Stack it to the rafters.